know I'm a day later, the dollar short with this one here, man. I'm supposed to got this done yesterday, but they had me all over the city of Atlanta yesterday doing networking. And so here I am just now being able to get this to y'all, man. And here we are. The Atlanta Hawks have dismissed Coach Nate McMillan, sources tell ESPN, man. Like I said, this came out yesterday, actually quite a while ago, and the writing has been on the wall for a long time. We're going to talk about all of that. But before we get started, make sure y'all like the video, comment your thoughts down below, man. If you're from Atlanta, I especially want to see y'all chime in just because we know what time it is when it came to Trey and Nate McMillan, man. And if nobody told y'all this today, man, y'all, my family, brothers and sisters, I love each and every last one of y'all. So let's just get right into it, bro. So like we said, we already know writing been on the wall for a little bit with this one, man. And then Joe Prunty will be the interim head coach of the Atlanta Hawks, you know, sources tell ESPN. And then also sources say the Hawks are planning a wide-ranging search, but one candidate expected to be at the top of the list, former Utah Jazz coach Quin Snyder. Others expected to be include Bucks assistant coach Charles Lee, and then Golden State Warriors assistant coach Kenny Atkinson. Last but not least, the Hawks are starting a search for a new head coach immediately. Sources tell ESPN among the top characteristics in this search: player development, accountability, and getting the Hawks offense and defense into the league's top 10. I mean, obviously, if you can put a wish list together, of course, that's what you want. And then it just says, heck yeah, Trey loves accountability. And I'm telling you, man, that's got to be an Atlanta fan, bro, because look at this. They said accountability and defense. And it said you should look at the Trey Young on the offense, on the defensive side of the ball this year. Not as bad as you think. Yeah, I get what they're saying. Not as bad as you think. He's gonna be in front of people, but they're just gonna shoot over him. It is what it is. It just is what it is, man. You can't tell me that Trey. It's just like when I talked to y'all about the other week about how you got Pat Bev, Dennis Schroeder, and then we had Russell Westbrook all on the court at the same time. But when you're going against Jaylen Brown and you're going against Jaylen Brown and you're going against Jason Tatum, it really doesn't matter. Your height is going to play a factor. So Trey Young, he may be trying hard on defense. He may be sliding his feet. He may be in front of people trying to play good defense. But no matter what that guy says, it's not just the effort on defense. It's how effective you're allowed to be on defense. He's just not going to be very effective on defense just because size, strength, all that good stuff. But I understand what he's trying to say. Not as bad as you think, because when you just look at the stats and you don't look at the actual games, you know, it is what it is. But I digress. We understand that that's just not one of the favorite things. But look, listen. The thing of this whole thing is we love a big splash in the pan in Atlanta, and so I fully expect Quin Snyder. If they say Quin Snyder's at the top of the short list, then I expect it to be him. I would have thought that, I mean, you know, some of the names that I would like to take out of this joint here would have been Charles Lee or Kenny Atkinson, because Kenny Atkinson helped develop that Brooklyn team. You know, the guys Spencer Dinwiddie and all that, when they pretty much had nobody, and he's helping develop those guys, and those guys actually played pretty well. Charles Lee, he played under he's coaching under Mike Budenholzer right now. Mike Budenholzer was here in Atlanta when the Hawks had that team where they were spreading the ball, playing great defense, but we didn't have a killer guy. We didn't have somebody like an ISO Joe or somebody that says, give me the ball and let me go. But we did have a lot of shooting, a lot of moving of the ball, and a lot of defense. Same thing that they have there in Bucks land. But what they have that we didn't have is they got Giannis, and then they also got Brook Lopez where they can spread the floor. So Giannis goes down here, he can attack and he can play one-on-one. Everybody else is playing defense, and they're also spreading the floor for him. Then you got Chris Middleton, that's the X factor, which can come in and he can get you 30 if he wants to. And they had Drew Holiday when they won the chance. So they had a lot of pieces there, and the Hawks got the same type of pieces, man. We have the same thing. When we lost in 2021 to the Bucks, that was really because Giannis realized he was 7 feet tall, and then and Brook Lopez realized that he was over 7 feet tall also, and we just couldn't compete on the boards. Also couldn't compete, just couldn't stop those guys going to the basket. Once they realized they were taller, they just attacked relentlessly. And then obviously Trey, you know, he hurt his ankle, and then, you know, that we were with that. But the 2015 team, they ran into that LeBron buzzsaw. It just is what it is. But I feel like that we could have done better if we had had someone that could attack the basket. But the big thing is, out of all of that, to take out of all of this, the fans of Atlanta, they didn't really like that 2015 team. I loved it, but a lot of people didn't like it because they felt like we didn't have, we don't got no superstar. It's not just what you do in Atlanta, it's how you do it, man. It gotta be grandiose. Matt Ryan took us to the Super Bowl. People still talk mad trash about Matt Ryan like he the worst quarterback we ever had. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So it's never just what you're doing. It's how you do it. You got to be flashy with it. You got to do it a certain way. And I feel like that's why Luka never would have been accepted here in Atlanta. But, we accept Trae Young. And, I accept basketball, so I don't really care. But I understand the dynamics of how Atlanta sports themselves work. And so I just know that Luka wouldn't have been as accepted as Trae Young is accepted, which I got no problem with that, man. The fans got a right to make their what would you say, their presence heard or all of that good stuff. But I can tell you this, it's probably gonna be Quin Snyder just because they like big names, big hires, big everything. Everybody gonna be like, man, Kenny Atkinson, we don't even know who he is. Charles Lee, don't really know who he is. Even though I've told you the two philosophies that those guys would bring, you'll have somebody that would really be player development in Kenny Atkinson. You have somebody that could probably get the defense and offense into the top 10. But the real thing is that even trying to get into the defense and offense into the top 10, you're going to have to be way more structured, and it's going to have to be a lot more effort. DeJounte Murray and everybody else, they do play. There's a lot of effort out there, and maybe we'll be able to hide Trae a little bit more on defense or what have you. But it's just one of those situations where I just know Atlanta basketball, man. I know Atlanta sports, so I just don't have a whole lot of confidence in what they're gonna do, man. But hey, it is what it is. I think y'all understand what I'm saying, especially if you're from Atlanta. You know what it is, man. You know it's not just what's going on. It's not just winning. It's how we win or how the players look on the court. It can't just be fundamentally sound. We got to look flashy or what have you. And like I said, with that 2015 team, I loved that team with DeMarre Carroll and all those guys on it, man. But we just didn't have that killer. So you do have to have that one guy that can absolutely go get it at the same time. But I prefer to have that team basketball, that Golden State Warriors type deal, man. And that's something that Kenny Atkinson would bring. But the whole accountability and defense is effort, accountability. I don't know how you can make a grown man be accountable. Like, you can't force somebody to do something, but at the same time, defense is all effort. So I can't make you put in the effort on the defense. It sounds good, but we'll see with this hire, man. They might bring Quin Snyder in. That's who I'm expecting. But I think Charles Lee or Kenny Atkinson might be better if they're really serious about what they're talking about. Anyway, y'all let me know what y'all think down in the comment section, man, because I don't think you could get more accountability and somebody that wants to play defense and try to get the thing structured more than Nate McMillan. But maybe it just ran stale. Maybe the whole message just got stale after a while. And if your star player don't really agree with him, which is what some of the rumblings were, it's just not going to work out. But y'all let me know what y'all think down in the comment section, man. If you're from Atlanta, especially want to hear from y'all, man. Am I right about you think that, like, even though we know we would have been winning or a little bit, people they really wouldn't have accepted Luka because his style of basketball at that time, very fundamental. Now it's a little bit more flashy, but I just know how Atlanta sports fans are, man, and it can't never just be straight up fundamental. But y'all let me know what y'all think down in the comment section. I'm gonna holler at y'all next time. Till next time, it's your boy Jay Easy, aka Fresh from the Barbershop, BK the People's Champ.
Godspeed.